Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Afiq bin Kades. Okay, now I will talk about empowering public transport. Okay, for introduction, local public transportation is vulnerable to cuts in government funding. Promoting solutions that rely on more affordable resources could be the only way to generate and maintain appropriate level of service. The various levels of user participation are described. User participation might be rather passive. In a typical approach, the public transport service provider can employ models to gather and evaluate patterns of user behavior. Infrastructure such as sensor, probes, and bidirectional communication lines are available at almost no cost to public authorities and service providers.
Assalamu alaikum, this is Hassan Riaz and my metric ID number is AD180002. We are doing the project on the empowering the public transport on the at the Johor city. So our objective, we can say we have to empower the public transport for the use of people, and then higher deployment of electric vehicles. Analysis, basically we have to know the fundamentals of understanding, and what we know, we have to know about the available technologies in the market right now. So the movement of the people within urban areas utilizing group travel such as buses and trains is referred to as a mass transit, and this technology is called public transportation technology. Nowadays, electric buses are an excellent mode of public transportation because the propulsion buses, they have a lot of problem. They are emitting a lot of carbon dioxide, and this thing happens. This thing are reducing the greenhouse gas effects, and this will cause the global warming. And then electric buses can either store electricity on board or be powered by an external source. So for this thing we don't need any extra gasoline, extra oil, and it won't produce any types of gases. So this is very good for our environment. The vast majority of buses that store electricity are battery electric buses, in which the electric motor is powered by an onboard battery pack. The power in the battery electric buses is stored on board the vehicle in a battery. As of 2018, battery electric buses may go over 280 km on a single charge, while high temperature and hills can restrict the range. Whereas for going 280 km, we if normal buses of CI engine or SI engine, they need to burn a lot of gasoline, and this cause the error and problems in our society. And then the usage of electric propulsion over diesel, the usage of electric propulsion over diesel engine minimizes city noise and pollution. If on the other hand, the buses, gasoline propulsion buses, they can make a noise, and they are smoky, and there's a lot of things. Lincoln's buses are 3000 kg lighter than comparable size than steel buses. So this is all another good point for the bus. Buses can be charged by plug-in stations or wireless charging mats, and on the other hand, there for the gasoline buses, the buses need to recharge the gas, or or use the oil, so they need to go to the uh, oil station and filling station, and that can causes the traffic jam as well. Buses can be charged by plug-in station and wireless mats, as I have told. Here is given different technologies, and there are some different technologies. Now, the disclosing the consequences to the respective parties. If we use the electric vehicles, there will be some consequences. This are maybe electric buses are unquestionably superior to diesel or natural gas buses. The fact is, combustion buses are not the only competition for electric buses, and many cases even cleaner alternatives are the best option. One of the most fundamental impediments to buying e-buses for towns early in the development process that are still analyzing the merits or downsides of e-buses is a lack of information about the technology. The biggest obstacle is the significantly higher cost of the electric buses, which can be at least 2 to 3 times as expensive as normal buses. The scopes. The future trends of electric bus, we are using electric bus as public transportation. In future, they can be made drastically cut GHG greenhouse gas emissions while also reducing air and noise pollution. Because they are more efficient and lower running costs, these vehicles are gradually replacing traditional diesel-powered buses. Electric buses are whisper quiet, which improves the quality of life for anybody who rides in the bus. However, the electric bus market share in the public transportation segment will be backed by significant financing from local governments to support green projects and combat climate changes. To expedite transportation electrification and battle air pollution, new all-electric buses, garbage and recycling vehicles will be introduced. Electric buses already have a lower total cost of ownership than diesel buses. When just health expenses, air quality are considered, electric buses are more comparable to diesel buses. In future, it can be the best use in the school as a school bus and the public transportation at Johor City.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Fair Firdaus and I will describe about the analysis in this study. So the first one is the two-wheeler feature growth and trending. If we look at the purchase trend and the new registration trend of motor vehicle by type in this figure from the Malaysia Transport Statistic shows a large amount on the purchase of motorcycle type. This shows the purchase trend and the number of registration for motorcycles is increasing every year. This figure shows the trend of the accumulated number of motor vehicle by type. Malaysia in 2018 to 2019, it shows the number of motorcycles is significantly increased. According to Malaysian Transport Statistic, it explains that the state of Johor shows an upward trend. As shown, if compared to other states, Wilayah Persekutuan Kuala Lumpur is the first place to have a cumulative number of motor vehicles by state in 2019. For example, forwarding company GDEX has taken proactive steps to use electric motorcycle for their service as shown in this figure. Can be concluded that the use of motorcycle in Malaysia in the future is increasingly every year. Next is the necessary steps to be taken by the regulator and the industry. The government policy, as the Prime Minister Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri Yaakob stated in the Dewan Rakyat, Malaysia will be carbon neutral by 2050 and this will be achieved through the implementation of carbon pricing and carbon tax. The existing e-hailing sector, for example, a local-made electric scooter powered by a nano-structured battery by the Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovative. In this figure can help e-hailing service and companies come up with vehicle that use a nano-structured battery monitoring system that benefits to the environment. The role of the vehicle manufacturing industry. For example, Syarikat Gemilang International Limited, a leading bus manufacturer and bus body in Asia, based in Johor, will supply 150 units of electric school buses to California in 2022. Their role is very important to increase the volume of EV production and the public transportation in Malaysia. And last is the people awareness. Here the government needs to intensify the campaign of awareness of the use of the EV and the goodness in the public transport and the balance of the environment.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Nurikman. Metric number DD180063, and I will be talking about the methodology of this For the methodology, first to enhance the bus system, where bus service is still an essential mode of transportation for Malaysians, but their inefficiency has proven to be a barrier to its adoption. So, by means, we need to establish a systematic bus network by reducing the number of operators per route and mandating buses stop at designated interurban transport terminal. Next is we can empowering the public transportation by enhance the system. By means we can do track power upgrades of kereta api Tanah Melayu Berhad networks, rehabilitation programs, and updating of the communication and electrification system. Also, we can increase the capacity of the monorail to reduce the bottlenecking at key station. And we also can construct a mass rapid transit system which is capable of increasing the usage of public transportation. Another method is by transformation of taxi system, where we can enable taxis to provide services of comparable quality to those in other Asian countries. We can also do a construction of a centralized taxi system as well as the presentation of a new taxi business model. And we can also decrease the amount of down payment for car loans upon renewal of vehicle permits and continue to assist them with maintenance and repair facilities. To enhance the integration of the urban public transport system, we can do by increase the integration of bus and rail services, so it will encourage people to use public transportation way more. Services like park and ride encourage tourists to travel great distance by rail or bus while parking their privately owned vehicle at the station. Such method will lead to decreased traffic congestion on the roadways. So lastly, by applying management of travel demand, a travel planner allows commuters to plan their journey based on routes with the fewest interchanges, the quickest routes, that means maybe cheaper fares, and routes with shorter walking distance. This will promote the usage of public transportation to the consumer. And by establishing an integrated one-stop journey planner that will include information such as routes, travel fares, and schedules from the start of the intended journey to the destination. With proper management, people will be encouraged to use the public transportation, since based on these routes, information, travel fares, and schedule, they will be more confident to use the public transportation to go to their destination. Thank you.
Okay, now we'll talk about conclusion and recommendation. As a conclusion, public transport can be the greatest aspect that should be empowered in terms to change the lifestyle of the user in the future. The best benefit that can gain from empowering the public transport is reducing the pollution and keep the green healthy lifestyle. As the world population grows, the number of vehicles on the road is predicted to triple. Okay, thank you. That's all for me.